Hello everybody. How's everyone doing today? Yes indeed, we are just making a little guy. A little guy in a jar. Yes, we're working on the prompt amniotic tank experiment, and yes, it's gonna be another fetus thing. Like the one we did in the first day. Just a little guy. A beaker, kind of like a little glass container. Well, it's not going to be a beaker. It's probably going to be more like a big tank, but we'll probably use a beaker to construct it. Kind of like a little glass tube. Like in the movies, you know, they're making clones in these glass tubes, and they're just floating there. That is what beakers are for. Then a mysterious glowing liquid, of course. Exactly. So, okay, just a fair warning before we start. We are gonna be working like we did for the homunculi we did in the first day. We're gonna be working with human embryos, real pictures of human embryos. So if you're not comfortable with that, yeah, this is gonna be one you're gonna be tuning off from, unfortunately, because it's gonna be a lot of that. But yeah, fair warnings aside, I found a bunch of pictures of actual human embryos that are public domain, or no, they're not public domain, they are just attribution, so perfectly usable. So yeah, something we didn't have the first day we did this, so we are already equipped with more images to start from. I still don't know the lore for this. I know it might be related to the first one we did, the homunculi. These two you see in the corner there. Our two favorite little guys. We love the homunculi. Let's tighten our seatbelts. So yeah, I still don't know exactly how I'm going to structure this picture, because I don't exactly have a base picture. But I do have, like I mentioned, I do have some fetuses, or embryos mostly, just like very early ones. And I think we're going to be using that as a base, or maybe combining a few. I don't know. We're gonna be figuring out on the go our little guy in a beaker. So yeah, it might be related to these little guys, or it might just be a separate thing. We'll figure out the lore as we go as well. But yeah, okay, a little context for people who might just be joining and don't know what this monthly challenge is. This month we're doing a thing called Vember. You can see a little detail, some of the details there in the prompt list. So it's a 30-day challenge for make daily art based on these prompts that are like kind of mysterious and weird. So yeah, exactly my brand, my type of thing. It's been going very well, like unexpectedly well. In the past like 5 days or 4 days, like excluding today, because the one from today didn't do super well, but that's fine. All the things I posted for this challenge have been like extremely successful, which has been a surprise, because there are things I'm making in a day, you know, they don't have like as much lore behind them, but it's great because it's bringing a lot of people, a lot of new folks, a lot of eyes. Maybe you might be someone that came in through these images, and with these images I mean things like the bone hand here. Oh, this is a transparent version. Things like the bone hand or the crab guy. These have been doing very well, and yeah, I got a lot of new folks thanks to that. Got this as well that did incredibly well, like very unexpectedly. So okay, thank you for the follows, Poglord, What the Flora, Kinky Dog, Leslie, Da Merce, everybody. Tooth hand makes me very upset in a good way. Thank you, I appreciate that. So yes, they've been doing extremely well, which has been really surprising, but like I'm very grateful for. Today I also have a couple like little things, little stories to tell, little announcement thingies. For one, I'm gonna have very soon a YouTube video talking about Megalomorpha. It's gonna release on Monday by a very cool YouTuber. Has like about 100k subscribers. Their name is Edge with dots in between them, like ED. Oh, how I spell it? Edge, EDG, yeah, with little dots in between. So they talk a lot about paleontology and dinosaurs, and sometimes they talk about cryptids and works of fiction. And in this case, they're going to be exploring my Megalomorpha series. I just watched the video on preview and it's fantastic. So yeah, a little video for Monday. I hope it'll bring in some new people interested in the big bugs. It's gonna be fun. So look forward to that on Monday. I'll be posting about it when it's out. And what else? Oh yes, okay, I got a great little story to share with you if you didn't see it on Twitter already. I mean, I'll put it out from Twitter in case, so I can show you the pictures and stuff. Because I had to censor the pictures a little bit to protect people's identities, but hold on, pull out the browser. Oh, here are the beakers. So somebody sent me a DM, must have been I don't know, a month ago or so, and they were like, hey, I'm a cinema teacher in Strasbourg, and I'm gonna organize a workshop for 12-year-olds to tell them about hoaxes on the internet and fake pictures, and to tell them to look out for that kind of thing. Professor, thank you for the bits, really appreciate it. Found you through a viral tweet dunking on a turf. Instant follow, thank you. Yes, I do like making spooky photos, and if I can scare a turf with them, that's even better. So, okay, back to the story. A month ago I got a DM from this teacher in Strasbourg, and he's like very nice about it. Like, hey, can I use your pictures for this little workshop I'm doing? And I'm like, oh sure. I send them a bunch of my pictures and stuff they can look up, and a month later I get a DM back, and he tells me, hey, the workshop went very well, and we actually had the kids make some cryptid photos based on yours and the examples he had been showing. So he showed me the kids making the photos. It was like, keep in mind that it was the first time, well, this is just like a slide or something. It was the first time they ever used any image editing software. So there is them learning that and trying to make a spooky cryptid photo. Look at that, they even know about Siren Head, it's great. And here are some of the finished pictures he sent me. Here's Siren Head, here's a big lizard. Here's a werewolf. I love that. It's fantastic. Look at this 12-year-old kids learning about how to make a spooky photo and how to recognize one. It really warmed my heart, and they apparently really liked my work. They were impressed by it, and I don't know, it really made me put a smile on my face. It was so wholesome. Can't believe Val actually redacted something in real life. Yeah, so I blurred the visible parts of the kids' pictures just to protect their identities. I mean, it's not like it's gonna be huge trouble, but you know, you always gotta take extra steps. Need something for the future. Flash Pit National Park creators. Yes, Flash Pit National Park is amazing. I love what they do. So yeah, very wholesome. The one who edited Siren Head when there's no Junjiito, Faya, or both. Yes, I went hard on that black and white filter, but it does look good. Hey Rounder. So yeah, the kids are alright. I love this. It made me so happy. Yeah, I have been like I've known about this for for a week or so, and it was a thing like I was trying not to talk about it yet because I hadn't gotten the permission from him to like use the pictures and talk like that kind of stuff. So I wanted to like make sure that I could use the pictures and got permission from them. So once I did, I could talk about it, which was today. So yeah, I've been very happy about this for like a week. Cryptid stuff was a massive part of my childhood. Hand in hand with paleontology, just trying to make sense of the monsters and the unknown. I agree. Without saying you plant that seed. Yeah, yeah, it really lands home for me because I was also a very horror obsessed kid who was very into like internet horror and creepypastas and that kind of thing, and just like horror in general. I read a bunch, I watched a bunch. So the fact or the just the possibility that I could be that for some other kid somewhere is like really a lot. Very cool. Photoshop had been around when I was a kid. I mean, it was. I think it's from the 90s. 90 something. Well, it depends on your age, I guess. More than anything. So, we're making a little guy. All that to say. We're making a little guy in a beaker. Gotta work on my amniotic tank shop. Hell yeah, what you gonna make? Psychic connection. Hell yeah. Both working on the same prompt. Let's see, this is seagull. We're oh, I guess they're searching for beak. Apart from beaker. So what I'd like is some sort of glass tube. I guess we can find that later though. Like, we don't need that right now. It is good. We can just remove the numbers and stuff. And it's very clear. We can just put it on overlay on top of whatever we do. So let's get this one for now, and let's see if it works. It's not a fantastically large image. Well, hold on. Oh, I downloaded the wrong size because I'm stupid. Original size. There we go. Paste that, the small one. Okay, so I think we can use this in terms of beaker, and in terms of fetuses, I already searched them before the stream because, yeah. Don't want to accidentally find something too weird and gross and have my stream disappear. More than you think, I'm afraid. I'm sorry then for assuming. As old as the cosmos. Okay, so I'm just gonna repeat it. Fair warning, I'm gonna be using images of fetuses and especially embryos, very early ones, like 4 to 6 week embryos for this. So if that's not something you're comfortable with, I'd recommend you tune this one out. That said, warning given, this is one of the pictures I found. This is I think it's a 4 week fetus, like very early. You may see like some of the basic structures starting to form. I don't know, I guess it's been a while since I studied the whole fetus developmental process. It was in my first year of medicine, so it gotta be 7 years ago now. That's why I don't remember a lot. But I know that's when the heart forms. This might be the early heart. So yeah, it's very cool to see the very early structures. And these are all, by the way, from an account on Flickr who mostly takes pictures of fetuses from ectopic, what do you call that? Ectopic pregnancies, where the fetus is like not where it should, so it's not viable. That's something we're concerned about. So they're just unviable fetuses, and they were nice enough to share these pictures. Yes, you can see the full spinal cord. Very interesting. So yeah, I like to give warnings because this kind of thing is not for everybody, but I find it fascinating. that sure is a fetus. No, it's not a fetus yet. It's an embryo. So yeah, but I got a bunch of pictures from these and felt like they could be really nice basis for whatever we're gonna do. I got like, I don't know, maybe 20 from this side. They had a lot. The developmental steps are different. Like this one is probably the earliest one that they had. What's the thing on the left? That's probably just umbilical cord. Little bits from it. Like this after they are extracted, so it might just be like gunk or I don't know. Could be anything. But I got a few that could be good. I got this one, which is a bit more advanced. This might be like 5 or 6 weeks. This one is similar as well. So I don't know which one we use. Or which ones. Could even combine some. And okay, this one is even earlier. This one is the earliest of them all, I think. Someone got me to Google the tensile strength of an umbilicus once. You know, kind of interesting facts you need. Yeah, this one is under a microscope, so you get an idea of how small this is. Like, you can see the very first, like, drawings of organs starting to form. Like, you can see the very beginning of the spinal cord here. The eye here, what is possibly just the beginnings of the brain. It's fascinating. Hey Sugar Iris, we are looking at very early embryos and figure out what we gotta do with them. Because I wanna do like we did for the homunculi here, which were, in this case, there were dolphin embryos, or whale embryos, which we did mix in with human ones as well, for the hands, the feet, and all that stuff, and the face here. So it's going to be a bit of a similar one. So the prompt for this, again, is amniotic tank experiment. So it's got to be something like that. Gotta put them in a tank. Put a black background. Would be a bit nicer. And I think since this one is probably the most interesting one, I think we can start with it. We can start like cutting around, just getting the basic shape of it. The prompt is just a little guy, exactly. So I don't want to leave it like this is like very undeveloped. This is like very early embryo. So I don't know if I probably want to mix it in like we did with the other one, with maybe some adult features from animals or something like this to kind of make this hybrid creature thingy, like the homunculi. Link to a ship grown in an amniotic bag. Ooh. I see that. On Twitter? Okay. Oh, interesting. Artificial wounds. Hold on, let me show that on the main thing. This is an artificial womb for a sheep. Dude, it's fascinating. That's incredible. And it's viable, right? This is incredible. Yeah, science is crazy. Let me make this edge nicer. Pull it in. Feather it a bit and then contrast it again. Also, thank you for the follows. Anti-Commie Bond, Swed, Big Fat Burby. Everybody, welcome. What are you making, Rounder, if you're working on this same prompt? By the way, which has been your favorite Eerie Vember so far, for everybody in chat? Mine or from anybody? Yet I found an image of a huge vacuum tank. I'm just sort of rolling with it. Nice. Vacuum tank, you say? So I was looking for like places to put this in, and I got the beaker before. Pull that in here. I got this beaker that I'm probably just gonna remove all the letters from, make it into a clear glass tube, and we can use that against any background. So I think that might be our amniotic tank. Not really, but we can make it feel a bit like a tank. I don't know, what do you guys think? We could do that, or just choose. We'll have to put background first. It's not gonna work right now. Or choose more specifically a tank and just try to fit in that background. I still don't know. Because the problem is, if you look for tank in general, you're gonna get like these tanks. So that doesn't help a lot. Like, it's gonna be hard to find something in between all these. Big like glass tank. Really here. A lot of fishes though. We look for a vacuum tank. Nothing here, but maybe on Pickrel. I don't know how to write today. Or any day. I don't know how to write when I'm streaming, I think. I think that's a thing. Ooh. These are fun. I was thinking more something like this, right? Like a vertical thing. But But what if we use this? If we use this one? I mean, it's old school, but that's fine by me. We've done most of the pictures we've done for November have been color instead of black and white. So yesterday's one was black and white as well, but I don't mind doing black and white 2 days in a row. Like, it's part of my brand anyway. So this one is cool. Like, we could just remove the panes here and turn them into glass, so to speak. But yeah, I kind of like it. It's pretty much the idea I had for one of these tanks. 1975. Rounder, tell me if that's the one you're using, because I don't want to use the same picture as you. Kind of like steal your thunder. Let's see, and here, look at this perfect place for a signature. How nice is that? Fine? Good, good. Take that, this will take a sec to download. Now we bring it here. Nice. Okay, let me make the image vertical. Oh, sorry. Rotation 90 degrees. There we go. Yes, also Twitter now has no crop even on desktop, which is great news. It is. Yeah, no crop on desktop. That took a while. It's been up for mobile for a while now, right? Okay, so this is clearly gonna be Valdevia Amniotic tanks or something. We'll figure out a company name. How about that? I have to create some lore around it already. Okay then. So we got this. This could be a nice base. We got our these feathers here, which should be our base for the feeders. Let me do a quick thing here where I apply the layer mask and I just transfer that on there. Group. And now we're good to go. Actually, before I do, turn that into a smart object. Take a sec. Come on. That was slow. There we go. And here could be our big experiments, right? Like, this is pretty cool as is. What are smart objects? So this image here, instead of being just a regular layer, it is a smart object, which you can see from the little icon here in the corner. That means that if I do this, right, and then I make it big again, all the information is still there. If you do that with a regular layer, which I'll give you an example. So I'll rasterize this one so it becomes a regular layer. Now I make it tiny, and now I blow it up again. Boom, all that detail has been lost. A smart object keeps all the information, all the pixels of the original layer. Every time you edit it, you can do things like, for example, I'll do a Ctrl T, I transform, and I'll move the corners around, change the perspective. If I do Ctrl T again after accepting, the corners are still there, still editable. And you can just right click it and say reset transform, and you're good again. Or you can add a filter to it, like filter, let's do a Gaussian blur. And the filter is here, so you can go back and edit the filter. Right, so any change stops being permanent. The problem is you can't edit the layer directly. But it's very important to use them if you don't want to have to redo everything all the time. Yeah, smart objects are very important to learn to work with. It's part of what we call non-destructive editing, which means editing in such a way that you don't destroy the original pixels. Okay, so I'm covering this with glass for our beaker here. Also, I'm putting black and white on top of everything, just so I don't have to desaturate every layer. Do everything on one layer? Are you absolutely insane? That's not something to be proud of. Change that. Change that habit before you become accustomed to it. I mean that very seriously, because that'll like really mess up your workflow. You're kidding? Okay, okay. Phew. I was about to get angry at you. Don't mess with that. So here I'm just using the patch tool to fix up the... Oh, I accidentally pressed Ctrl S, so that is a save. Nice of me to do that. So just using the patch tool to remove all the numbers and stuff. And then I'll just combine layer mask, there's clone stamp and patch tool to just remove this in little chunks instead of all at once because it's very large. This one I'll take all at once. Oh, here. That was good. If it weren't because of you yelling at me, I'd still be using paint.net. Very cursed. Very cursed. Then I'll keep yelling at you. You guys gotta check out Rounder's work, by the way. I'm trying to getting detoxed from SCP by making cool photoshops, and you know he keeps falling back into SCP, so we gotta encourage him. To leave that dreadful lifestyle. I don't know if I need this top of the beaker, but just to be a completionist, I will recreate it. That wasn't perfect. We are working on a beaker right now to put on something like overlay or soft lights and create a pane of glass effects on top of our picture. It's gonna be like the glass texture we're gonna be adding on top of everything. What I need to do is make this into a smart object again. And I think I'm gonna call it smart objects. Since last update, making a smart object in Photoshop has been taking so long. I don't know what they changed about it. So I might do a high pass and just keep it very large like this. Yeah. And this I can put on overlay. Or soft light. And I'll probably have to repeat it a couple times, but the idea is to get this whole, hold on, make a quick selection around this. But it only affects this area here. Try and complete thing. A little guy in it. It's not that little anymore though, that's true. Our little guy has become big. We are all very proud. Then I'll remove, nope, that's the other way around, there we go. So I'll remove the glass from this band here because it is a metal thing. I think we'll keep the band as this. And we'll have to do the same thing for our little guy. So we'll put him in a group. And let's do this, yeah. Now we can fix up this edge. It hopefully looks a bit nicer. Because doing an edge when you can't really see what you're doing is a mistake. So, how do we call this not so little guy? Who's grown so much in the past 5 minutes? Let me delete the smart filter. So I want something like this. Okay, this is what I want. Something where we can see the little streaks of lights on here. So I can just put them on lighter on our screen. Yeah. Then keep them a little bit of blur, because now we've introduced a lot of very ugly little elements in there. Edward. That is my name. That's evil. Maybe I am that guy. Maybe I come from the little vats. Who knows? Okay, the glass effect is going well, I think. I need to fix up the edges, so I'll just copy these here and here to look a bit better. Then I can put this overlay. Now that I see what I'm doing, I can actually finish up these edges better. So should we call him Edward? Should we name this little guy after me? Big little guy. Kinda seems like a Samuel. You call him Edward, I'm gonna laugh a lot. Then it's Edward. It's Eduardo, actually. You know, it's a fun thing because I live in a bilingual household, and for me, it's always been like normal to translate the name. So like I live in my house, we spoke French and Spanish, right? Because my mother's French. So for me, it was normal to call both Eduardo and Edouard, like both the French and the Spanish versions of the name. But apparently that's not normal. Apparently people don't really translate the names. We gotta vote for Tom here. Oh, if Tom hears this, he's gonna be pissed. Tom, are you listening? Tom is one of our mods. No, names are not translated unless otherwise stated. Yeah, it took me a while to learn that. Because I go to like an English speaker and I tell them, yeah, you can call me Edward. And they would still call me Eduardo. And I didn't know why. I was like, why wouldn't they call me by the English version of the name? If it's easier to pronounce. Eventually I figured it out though. Only have enough layers. For what? What you gonna do? There's some names that are untranslatable. True. All hail the great homunculus. Really is great. In the sense of size, at least. With this black layer here, I'm trying to make the inside look darker. I don't know if I'll go that hard though. Can do here. Let's reduce a little bit from the edges, since it is a bit too dark. The only translatable names are names that derive from kings and historical figures. That makes sense. Yeah, so Edward is like an English king's name, right? It's I think it comes from that language. Religion and loyalty and royalty. That makes sense. Our chose Victor in Discord while on VTuber mode. Go with your heart. Heart guide you. Okay. We can play around with like the tank itself. I think it does look like glass enough though. There are some parts like this little sticker thing is, or I don't know what this is, but it appears on several of these paints. Like here at least. So I want to remove them because that doesn't look like a lot like glass. There we go, we got a big guy in here. Now I feel like to make it entirely look like glass, we do need something in the background. And I wonder if I can copy some of these textures. Yeah. Give that a try. So we'll just continue every texture as we see it go. Let's see, what do we do with this little appliance here? And some wheels, of course. Hey, April. We're doing well. We are doing another little homunculus. A homunculus type beast. Once again. Roam the land. I kinda liked this edge though. Yeah. Does look a bit too dark though. Got so many layers. Oh yeah. And saving up. What else can I continue? Hey! Round-a-god the roll. Hold on. Good to you. Damn. Got a green name now. Exclusive. VTuber mode will wait another day. Okay, so I'm just trying to continue this ceiling thing. Seeing where it goes. I guess it would need to be distorted too. Which is fine. We'll distort it in a minute, I think. It doesn't need to look perfect, by the way. I just want it to look like there is something behind. So I'm just continuing things, whatever I see, I'm just continuing it in the back. So same thing for the ground. There are some little tanks and stuff there. I wonder what this was originally. I think it's a NASA thing, like some, I don't know, some rocket parts. Now it turned into a completely different appliance. Okay, trying to continue the ground over here. Hard. Just make this into a load of junk that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, kind of fuses together and you don't really look at it. It's slowly getting there. That's a big baby. It is. Was this tank always transparent? No, it was opaque. And this is what we started with. Is our original picture. So that is what we're trying to clone stamp stuff in the background to make it look transparent. That is our goal. We can manage it. I think it's going pretty well so far though. Thank you. Now we're just missing a couple spots. Like a little bit of the ground here. And whatever's going on the wall behind. Make another little tube or something go up. Because why not? Tubes are always good. Tubes work. Can continue these two tubes wherever they go. A little adventure. Kind of hard because I don't have a lot to clone stamp from for these tubes, so I just have to keep picking up the same part and be kind of precise about it. That was bad. There we go. I think that covers this wall. This part here maybe could use another little tube or something. I'll just kind of clone stamp this over and over until we get to the ground. How are we feeling about this so far? Does it look transparent to you guys? Because I can get tunnel vision and not know if what I'm working on is working or not. It does happen. This looks like one of those AI generated images that kind of look like a mess of junk, but you can't recognize anything. That's what it looks like. And I'm fine with that. Can make my peace with that. And the ground here won't match, but screw it. Always try a little perspective thing. Direction here. Make a little corner. I think we've covered most of it. Let's get amniotic. Now we're just missing this corner, this edge there. I wonder if we can take anything from the background. Maybe if we're creative about it. So we just take this, flip it vertically. We place it just right. Well, it can be the back of what we need. Why not? Can always modify it. Little tricks. Okay, so this forms the background. I wonder if we should like kind of mold it a little bit to make it appear distorted. We can make it a bit larger for once, like there's some lens effects. And then with warp, we can maybe push the edges in. Make it all appear a little bit like a lens again. Will that work? Yeah. The image distortion should help a bit. This is without a black layer, by the way. Like if we just see what we did. So technically we could just make it clear like this. We could just remove this back layer. But I kind of like how it's making the tank look pretty good. It's also giving us some, not 100%, maybe like 60 or something. It gives us some contrast so we can see the thing better. And now, well, we get to whatever we put inside here. This is just the one I picked first. Maybe it's a bit placeholder, I don't know. We could put many different versions in here. Or combine like different elements from them. Let's see, there we go. Let me confess something. I am low-key glad that today's post didn't explode. Didn't like become viral or anything. Cause y'all, like, it's obviously great and I'm super grateful for it, but it's been slightly exhausting this past 4 days with the amount of viral stuff I had, and just like keeping track of it and all the DMs and all the messages, all the comments, even with everything turned, with all the notifications turned off. It gets a bit stressful after a few days. It's a bit, yeah, I don't want to like say it too much because it's a bit like suffering from success, but I have been legit a bit stressed. I don't do well with that many people. But oh, Rounder, you'll like hearing this story. Because I don't think you were here first time I told it. I think it was yesterday. I got a DM from a YouTuber. A YouTuber, just so you get the idea of the top 10 type. And it was very funny because he's like, hey, I love what you do. Would it be okay if I used some of your work on one of my videos? Because I cover a lot of stuff like SCP and stuff, and I love your work. I'm like, I'm slightly wary of the guy at first. I'm like, okay, like let's see where this is going. So I ask, first I say, yeah, like in principle I'm fine, but I would like to take a look at it beforehand just to be able to see if it's well represented. And what would you like to cover? And the guy straight up just replies, I don't think he even listened to what I said. He just replies, yeah, so the SCP is like this big wiki. He like literally mansplains the SCP wiki to me. And I'm like, what are you implying here? So I just straight up ask, so you want to include my work in an SCP video? And he's like, yeah! Exclamation point. I was dumbfounded. I was like, nope, don't try to pass my work as SCP in your video. What? I told him literally, there's work I've done for SCP. If you want to use that one, feel free. And it's under the license. You can perfectly use it. Just giving me credit. But don't use my non-SCP work for your SCP video. Like, I got enough people telling me it's SCP under my things to like make it even worse. Oh god. Oh no. Yeah. So I told him no. He tried to push it a little, and I just kept saying no, and he eventually dropped it, thankfully, which was a relief. He was like, leave me alone, please. Call him out on twitter.com. No, I'm not gonna say names or anything. Like, it's fine. He asked, and that's fine. Like, if it did that without asking, I would call him out publicly. For now, it's just like a weird DM I got, and that's where it ends. Well, if I suddenly see, like, I might check out if it does another SCP video. I might just like go through it to see if he actually did end up using my work. If it did, that would be against my permission, and then I would go apeshit. But apart from that, yeah, just a weird DM and a fun little moment. No, I'm not gonna call out names. I don't think that's warranted in this case. Okay, what did I want to do? Oh yeah, so I want to make the top of the vat here, because I didn't realize it shouldn't be all clear considering the angle. Let's see I don't know how, by the way. But yeah, considering this, it should be like something like this. Implying it was like very condescending the way he got it, like just straight up. I asked like, so what do you want to include in your video, like which pieces I've done or whatever, and he straight up just replies an explanation of the SCP wiki. I'm like, I know what you're talking about. I need to do that. So yeah, just another weird day on twitter.com, our favorite website. Image looks really cool, thank you. Just seeing a little guy in a vat. We still haven't touched the little guy, by the way. We're just working on the vat for now. virtually. Thank you. Thank you for that follow. So just to recap, the original was this. The vat was opaque, so we had to make it transparent or look transparent-ish. Also, I think I might blur this a bit just to hide a lot of our mistakes here and stuff. Like, I want that part to be that important. So I'll make it into a smart object so we can always change the blur. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit blurry. I think yeah, that's better. Also actions, grain. I'm just gonna add my classic grain action. Like so. Okay. It's looking good so far. So I think the only main element we're missing is the creature. A little amniotic tank experiment, which names this whole thing. Also, should we kind of crop it? Should we just focus it on the tank a little bit more? Or do you guys prefer the other view, where we can see a bit of the surroundings as well? Just hearing you talk about people using your images as SCP, even if they aren't. Come to find that there are some SCP YouTubers can be really pushy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I haven't had much interaction with them. I guess thankfully, except for that one guy that I was talking about. But yeah, I hope they are not all like that, because if they start doing that, using my work as SCP, I would get mad. I think I would get pretty mad. Because I know what happened to change. That's fine. I know what happens to Siren Head when people started believing it was an SCP, and that was a whole thing. I don't want a repeat of that, you know? That would be stupid. They're not all like that. Usually they don't ask before stealing your work. Oh no. I am in for a world of pain. Yeah, I'm with you. I think the bigger image. Like I'm glad I tried. Like anything. But I still prefer the bigger one. Let's see. I just realized there are some clone stamp areas that I messed up here by warping it before. So I'm just gonna push that up a little bit. Keep thinking the thing in the tank is a walnut. The world's stillborn demigod. Come to mind when looking at this. So I'm wondering if I should do something for this prompt. God's little disappointment. Oh, you should. That sounds good. Stillborn demigod. That's great. Great concept. Okay, in terms of darkness here, I think it looks better. Savvy Saucer, thank you for the follow. This is a 4-week-old human embryo. So it's like very, very early stages of development. It's basically a clump of cells with the very basic ideas of some organs starting to form. Make the edge a little bit tighter and a little bit more feathered to begin. Feather it and put it down. That's better. Ectopic pregnancy, yes. I think it's all there on the website, on the Flickr account. I think it's from a fallopian tube, ectopic pregnancy specifically. Fallopian tube, sorry, that's how you say it in English. I forget, I don't know the English terms for medical things. Which is funny because they're usually just Latin terms, but they sound a little bit different to the Spanish ones. Probably if the person made it out of the surgery, yeah, probably. It's not usually like super dangerous, but you know, there's always a risk, obviously. I don't think they would post it on the internet either if the person didn't make it out, you know? Okay, should we actually mix in some different things in here to make it look more like, less like a walnuts, and or what was it, walnuts? I don't know which. something compared to whatever it was, a walnut or whatever. Make it look more like a little creature, like the ones we did for the homunculus museum. Sorry, this one's. I'm thinking. Okay, let me actually pull up the homunculus museum thing. Because we had used this little, just very tiny little guy to do the eyes. And it was... Hold on, maybe I can find it easier on my downloads, actually. Like a cashew, that's true. This should be with the homunculus museum things. So here, hold on. Put it in here. This is... Whoa. This is... God, how do you call this? I forget the name in English. Laura, can you help me? Mantarraya? Like those little... floaty things. Stingray, exactly. Thank you. Stingray. Nothing's coming out today. I'll take the L. Work on tomorrow's. Like, feel free to drop the work in progress version, and maybe we can help you out, Rounder. The correct term is little boy. So yeah, this is an embryo from that, I think. I don't know exactly the provenance of it, but it's like just a tiny little guy. It's very goofy. Very goofy, but we love it. And we already used it for the eyes on the other homunculi. So maybe it would be fun to use it on here as well, to kind of draw a parallel between them, at least in terms of the photos we used. Undercooked pancake. That thing frightened me when it popped up on screen. How could that frighten you? Oh, stingrays then. Yes, it was a stingray, I remember now. Said it on that. It was another Flickr account, I think. So making the edge softer to mix in better. I scare easily. Oh my god, lobotomy. That's a very specific image. It was a bad image. The lighting doesn't match up, it's no big deal. I mean, feel free to drop it and we can maybe look for a different angle or something. Like, we shouldn't throw away work if you've put effort in it. And we can find a way where to salvage it. Or not, but you know, it never hurts to try. Meat pickle. Okay, I also noticed in this picture that it kind of has like little brain things. These two lobes. I guess I'll make it contrast more so you guys can see it better. What about these two little brain lobe thingies? I know they're not brains. They're probably the how do you call them? Gills. But they look brain-like enough. Maybe we could use some of it. I don't know, they're not like super... They don't have a lot of contrast, so I don't know if we can really use them. I don't know, let's try other textures. Do like it look like brain wrinkles a little bit, right? Just not a great picture for that. But let me get... Okay. I have an idea. So I don't want this to make it... I don't want this to be part of my bug series, but what if we added like some insectoid features to it? Make it like really weird. Because I was just browsing before and I found this completely at random. This is a mosquito larva or pupa. I don't know if this is the larva or the pupa. In any case, I found it in a great Flickr account. I mean, probably one of the best ones I found. It's a huge repository of amazing close-up pictures of bugs. Taken against a perfect black background, all public domain. Like, that is like a treasure trove I just found. Calicantus, thank you for the follow. Oh, grubs. Yes, grub is even better. So I found this mosquito one. I just found it impressive, so I pulled it up. But yes, we could do that. I also found this. This is apparently like a little amniotic sac. That was, I don't know, it was probably like something similar from an ectopic pregnancy or something like that, but it's just like a little sac. So we can use it like for little veiny textures. Because they contrast well, and hold on, we can put it on top of our guy. Oh no, don't crunch on it. It's full of amniotic fluid. It's probably not good for you. I wouldn't call that healthy. Please consider that amniotic fluids are mostly piss. I'm not kidding. Like, that's how the water is recycled in the amniotic sac. Or to break it to you. So you guys just made a grave mistake. I'm aware. Okay. You bunch of little freaks. This chat is just a bunch of little freaks, and I love you guys for it. You are all very cursed. Let me put this on high pass, for example. See how it works in terms of texture. So this should only pull up the veins. There we go. So now we can use this in different configurations to actually just add a bunch of different veins. This high pass technique, I learned it recently and it's so useful. For those of you who might think I'm done learning Photoshop, I'm literally learning new things all the time. Photoshop is just enormous and has a ton of different things. It's mostly about learning new ways to do things, but you still learn all the time. At this point, it's like I'm not learning ways to do completely new things. I'm just like speeding up my workflow and stuff. It's still very valuable. What's the Flickr account for bugs? I dropped it on the Discord before, and you go to the channel that's called Forbidden Library, which is the resource channel. But yeah, it's in the library channel. If you aren't on the Discord, here it is. Ooh, very veiny. Okay, should we try out the bug parts? Pull up that link. Pull up the browser. This. Oh, it opened on the other side. Here. So this is the account. USGS Bee Inventory and Monitoring Lab. It's mostly bees, but I found that it just has a lot of bugs in general and even unrelated things like flowers. It's just things taken with this macro photography thing. And look at how close they get. Like, all public domain, by the way. So I figured here they have a bunch of stuff. I mean, they have pages upon pages, 51 pages of this. So it's very large. It's all very high quality. So we can look here using this. We can look maybe for larva or, yeah, larva. See if we can get some cool grubs. Here's the mosquito one. I think that's a pupa though. Ooh. What is this? What is this crazy thing? That is very creepy. Cassida rubiginosa. Let's see what that looks like. It's a beetle. Oh, that's a very cute beetle. Well, here's what it looks like as a kid. What a glow up. Okay, I like this one a lot. Look at this. So much detail. It's beautiful. And also the pictures are very large. See, I'm in love with this account. I will be using it for Megalomorpha, most definitely. I hope you guys get some use of it too, if you like doing worm things or bug things. Oh, this one is great as well. Sorry, I just get distracted when I see cool bugs. What is this? What is that mouth part? What is this strange thing? You know, the scientific name for chicken is Gallos domesticos. That makes sense. Gallo in Spanish is the rooster. Look at that. Are they literally... Oh my god, is that the same picture? Okay, Alamy, the stock picture site, is selling this same picture, which is, I repeat, in the public domain, for at least 10 bucks. How is that fair at all? Oh, they literally say this image is in the public domain, which means that why are you selling images that are in the public domain? Just keep them out for free, you parasites. Anyway. Thievery. No, they admit it's public domain, but they still sell it. And you can do it. Yeah, I can sell images in the public domain. You can do anything with them. Still, like, that's scummy. Be careful of who you make fun as a kid. Yeah. Be careful of this, making fun of something like this. It can be a beautiful bee. If you wanted me to drop it, it doesn't work with the creature. Okay, let me see. Oh, that is very cool though. I love this image. You say it doesn't work because the creature being in that spot would completely change how the lighting works. Then change it and just paint a big shadow in the middle here. Like, you don't have to, and I don't even think it would. Because imagine we have a huge, let's just figure this out, right? They are looking inside a huge chamber that's behind them, and there's this creature inside. The creature is not stuck to the wall, to the window, unless you're meaning to be stuck to the window. The creature has some separation, so the light that's coming from the top, it's bouncing off the creature and into the tunnel, which makes sense with this lighting. To be honest, this doesn't like shock me. What do you guys think in chat? This is a Rounders picture, by the way. I don't think the lighting should be changed. And if you wanna make this look like it's very close, I would add some shadow right. Oh, you can see there we go. Right here, you know, like a drop shadow there, but soft, probably a soft one. Yeah, are you working at this small size, or did you send me a small preview? You should work at larger sizes. Yeah, I think this works for me. I would fix up these edges a little bit. Maybe blur the whole thing a bit, because there's some, like, the edges in between those circles here look a bit sharp, and you want to make it look like it's behind this this chamber, right? This whole, it has this plasticky thing. if you want to go all in, you can make a little thing. I mean, we're talking like fairly advanced things here, but have you ever used a displacement map? Because this would work with as a displacement map. So first you remove the creature. You just put 50% gray on this hole, and this plastic thing, you increase the contrast of it. Then you do Control S. You just save the PSD as it is, right? Then you go back to your layer here. You go to Filters, Distorts, and then Displace. I'll show you right now. So imagine we have like the plasticky texture we want to distort from, right? So it's like this. There are some blacks and some whites making some streaks over the picture. First you want to remove the creature, just put 50% gray behind it. Then you just Control S, save. And then you go to Filter, Distort, Displace. You can modify the scale later to see if it fits. You press OK and it'll open this. You select the PSD again. You can save it as a separate PSD if you want and just call it a displacement map if you want to like change the displacement map later. You just choose the same file again and it'll displace things. And here, for example, it has displaced them. Like if we do Control Save here, and now we go here, Filter, Distort, Displace, and we increase it a little bit to exaggerate the effects. You'll see that it displaces around the edges of the image, right? So it tries to like climb up this little cupboard. It works much better if it's black and white, by the way, so you're already on the right track. Let me know if that helped. I know it might be a little bit confusing, and the effect will probably just be comparatively small, but it's those little things that just bring the realism up. Yeah, it's a bit annoying to have to displace from a whole PSD. You gotta work with what they give you, unfortunately. I wish there was just an easier way of doing it, just selecting a layer or something, but we'll try. If you get confused, there are many good displacement map tutorials online, so you can just follow along with it, one of them. Again, it won't do a super big effects, but it will add some ripples, and the plastic thing is, it will add some ripples around them. Meaning this. It's one of those little things that help. After Effects has a lot of features that I assume Photoshop would have. Yeah, they're a different workflow, definitely. I don't know a lot about After Effects, by the way. It's from the very few times I've used it. And stop trying so hard, all you need to put image comp. Images in a soft eraser, easy peasy. Well, then I'll let you do it. Shake my head. Let's just start with this little selection. Okay. Should we go for grub face? A nasty little grub face. How are we feeling about that? I mean, considering like removing all that, of course. What if grub back? So like these textures in the back? I like that. We can do both. Are we turning this into a grub? I don't want this to feel like part of my Megalomorpha series. I gotta make that real clear. So people don't get confused. Because that would break the whole lore of it. Bug lore would be broken. Especially with a video coming out about the whole lore soon. There's gonna be people looking for bug lore in my edits now. Well, it's always bad. There's gonna be more. Now I broke that completely. Come on, little grub. Let's move where I tell you. Giant baby legs to differentiate. Dad giant baby legs. Hydro salad, thank you for the follow. Yeah, actually, what if we use the other grub picture, which was a little bit easier to use in this case. Let's see. I'm gonna save this. It was in a search. Yes. You have such good pictures. It's incredible. And they are so large. Oh. I'm so glad I found this before doing the next part in the Megalomorpha series. I'm excited about it, about the next part, by the way. I think you guys will be too. Like, I'm so slow at updating it that I'm worried that people will forget about it. But it's still my main thing, you know? Photoshop crashed. Oh no! That reminds me, I gotta save. Let's see if Photoshop autosave feature saved your ass. But they'll trick you into adding giant baby legs. One day. Okay, this one's much easier to coax into the right shape. So this one is not so spiny in the back, but I think we'll just add the segments of it. That makes sense. I'm gonna pull that below all the veins and stuff. Let's see if that works with the high pass trick. Hold on, I cancel. I'll put this in overlay, filter. Hi, that was the wrong one. Fat fingers. There we go. High pass. So I just pull it until the detail I like. Back here. That should do. Remove that. I think we might be adding too many overlays though onto our guy. The original rodent movie? I haven't. Maybe I should. But if it has giant bugs, I'll probably like it. Ooh, these textures are kind of nasty. I like them. It's slowly becoming a bug child. Kinda gnarly, isn't it? Oh, I think I'm messing with... yeah. Gotta make it match the overall level of brightness in the base picture. Nice. Now I can put that below all the shadows and stuff I painted, so it's gonna be becoming the base texture there. Hi Amniotic. Hope you're doing well. Now, whoop, that is not the one I was looking for. This one. Should we make it entirely into bug child? Or should we add maybe something from a different animal to make it more confounding? Because we've already added a bug leg, the bug back. This is how Kamen Riders are grown. Frog legs. Perhaps maybe some yeah, amphibian. Something amphibian, definitely. It's supposed to be a homunculus. Not really, like... Well, that's what the idea we started with, I guess, but... the prompt is just called Amniotic Tank Experiment. So it doesn't need to be human. We don't need to necessarily relate it to the homunculi. Throw goose feet on there. Fuck up the vibe. ENG metamorphosing into a GIF. It would be fun someday to animate, like just simple animations, you know, just a GIF, a repeating loop or something. But we could do that with one of my edits. It would be a fun little project to kind of like break out from the comfort zone, do something I've never done. I've done some basic animations on Photoshop, but could like break out After Effects or something. No, this doesn't fit the angle, so goodbye. Goodbye, bug mouth. I was trying to give it a try, you know? Beats this. Okay, this though. Look at this nice little bug face. Ooh, hairy. I hate it in the best way. What if antenna? Like a baby Kamen Rider. Slowly becoming Kamen Rider lore. Can you imagine if I came out with fan arts, me of all people? I suddenly present everybody with fan art of whatever. The only real fan art I've done is Trevor Henderson's creatures, because they fit my vibe as well. I mean, we have like similar stuff, so it's the only thing I've really felt like I could do fan art of. I also got another one coming out for a zine, which you will see, which is another classic internet creature. Accidental Kamen Rider fan art. Where's your Toku fanfic? I know you have it. Who told you this? That is not true. Please stop the slander. What if horrible little bug mouth parts? Not slander if it's true, but it's not true. Spread lies about me, my secret fanfic, which I definitely do not have. Horrible little bug mouth parts. Let's go. Now I need to fit them around the eye, of course, but... I can add some of the bug texture here to complete it. Now, I think the levels are good. A little bit brighter. Developing extra eyes. This creature is slowly turning super nasty. I love it. Also, this needs a good Gaussian blur to fit the rest. Okay, so what options do we have now? Now it's fairly bug-like. I feel like we could give it some human things to balance it out. And we could either take that from... I think I got one... Hold on. One of the other pictures I dropped, this one. It's from a more... I think it's 6-week fetus. A couple weeks older than the other one. Which already has, or maybe more than 6 weeks at this point. But not much, it's still a very early fetus. It's an embryo, sorry. I always keep saying fetus instead of embryo. We could add little arms and legs there. I think that could fit. Human brain texture. Yes, I like that. And we got a human brain from just the other day that we could use. Hold on, where is this mouth part? So here. Let me just do a very quick selection of arms and the legs, and we'll fix it up. Picture is reminding me a lot of Heaven's Design Team. I don't know what that is. What is Heaven's Design Team? If it's human, it's actually called a larva. Problem is, kind of have the barrier here of the little metal thing. We could either put the arms back here so that we can see the little hands, or we could put them below. And of course we need to do the arms and the legs independently, because if we don't, it'll be a mess. Here, this one, we do this. Okay. Now we got each in their own little thing. I see basically our angels design in Valdevia. Oh, okay. Creationism but fun. I like that. That was the most random chat message to join on his stream too. Hey, Blacklight. Giant baby legs. My dreams are dead now. I accomplished what I set out to do. Yes, exactly. I finally listened to you, Fire. You should be proud of what you've accomplished. Okay, should we put this on screen, lighten? We'll put it on normal and give it a little bit of back here. What's it? Okay. Just to blend if. To hopefully blend the edge a little bit. Manga anime about a group of designer who must come up with whatever God feels like. Because you can delegate the work on the team. It sounds fun. Also, thanks for the follow, Black Knight. The one that creates bugs and parasites. That sounds like my kind of guy. I've never done a parasite story. That seems like a missed opportunity. Well, if you think about it, megalomorphic are kind of parasites, but in a different way. More philosophical term of parasites. But I would like to do a story of a straight up like fucked up little bug living inside your brain or something. I don't know many online acronyms. Or many online acronyms to learn. This crazy little world of ours. Have you heard of SCP? It's a fantastic little collaborative. I'll stop. But I will shill the UCR, which is our own and better SCP. And I say better just because it's my thing. Like, not trying to make a comparative judgment. That is just my opinion. It would look creepy if the arm was sort of reaching up, the hand just sort of above the eye. So the problem with the arms is that we have this whole big metal thing here. So we don't really have a good place for it that doesn't cover it, right? So it has to be slightly below this. Maybe it can be like right here. So we can see them pop up and we know they're human or human-like. There we go. At least human-like in appearance. They do look like too flat though. From all the other textures we've added to the rest of the thing, it feels like these two are just kind of flat. So let's do something. So there's arms and legs. So I'm actually gonna pick up this, our big old bug, and I'm gonna use some of the body textures to actually give some interesting textures to the arms and legs. Because why not? Let's clip it on here. Yeah, there's a Discord server, the one that's just linked. Sorry. Let's see. Get smaller. So I just want to give some of this nasty little texture to the arm. Maybe like repeat it a couple times and do different textures in different places, you know. That whole thing. And we can put it on... We'll just put it on normal. What have you done to poor Edward? Have made Edward better. Enhanced Edward. You know, not as enhanced as the Crabman, but fairly enhanced. Make a megalomorph a parasite. Yeah, no, we're trying to not tie it too much to Megalomorpha, because I don't want to confuse people with the lore, and this is not part of the lore of Megalomorpha. They are not made bats. It's just a little guy, you know? It does have some bug parts, which I hope don't make everything too confusing for folks. What's the difference between a smart and a normal filter? Yes, smart filters are just a filter that's added onto a smart object, which means they can be toggled on and off with a little eye here. They can have their own mask, which is this, like the layer mask. You can double click here to change their mode to, I don't usually use this, but, or change their individual opacity. You can actually like go in and change them individually, or if you just double click it, you can change the settings, so you can redo them. Random Sandvik, give it a follow. Grumpy Day's been nice so far. It has. Hello, Small and Grumpy. Yours was good as well. Photography I did a vehicle. Now it's a full-time hobby. Hell yeah. Love photography. I like whenever I have the opportunity to take my own pictures. Though obviously now that happens less because I'm mostly working with old pictures in the public domain and stuff. Kind of like we're doing today. But you know, whenever I have the opportunity to just pick up my camera and take my own reference, usually better than what you'll find on the internet, because you can shoot it to the specific needs you have. Like you can shoot it to the lighting you need, to the angle you need, and that'll usually be better. It's sad to see no rat boy, but at least we got bug boy. Yeah, bit of a buggy one today. You know, the fun part, everybody called that one rat boy, but it was actually a whale fetus, and the beak part that it had is actually the, if you look at it, makes a lot of sense, right? The teeth we added, but this is the face of a whale, just in a very tiny way. Maybe you can finally get some teeth so you can shoot more pics. I would love to get my own teeth. My very own teeth. Don't love the feet here. Feel kind of flat. We know what it is. It's a blend if we did. We were lazy and we shouldn't have. So guys, if you got extra teeth in your house, please send them to me. I want your teeth. Not yours, but I want teeth to shoot pictures. Let's see. Okay, so now if you pick all these three, you can move the whole leg around. I think I want it to be a bit closer to the body. It's not like popping out too much. It won't, though. You'll be lucky and find out the nearby construction site discovered a teeth hole. I would love that. I don't know if that would happen in Spain, the teeth hole thing. I would hope so, though. Okay, let's compare this to the base picture. You can see we've done a lot of things. And if we just take this one, is our base fetus, or embryo, sorry. We've been modifying. Now it's a little bug boy. The thing I'm least sure about is the legs. For some reason, I don't feel like they're in the right place. Maybe that is better? Obviously we need some shadow for them. Yeah, that is what is missing. Yeah, and for the arms. Don't know why I forgot such a basic thing as a shadow. But here I am. 10 years doing Photoshop, guys. I keep forgetting basic things. Oh, by the way, since we have follower emotes now, I added my favorite emote, which I don't know if it'll appear yet. See? Yes. We have the Pog Buckets. The Pog Buckets. It's my favorite emote. It's one we had on the Discord for a while, so I figured I'd put it on here as well. Pog Buckets. Yeah, most of the follower emotes are just stuff from the Discord. But I try to always commission the premium ones. Except for the Hellkite Pog that I did. That one I drew myself. I am known to draw when the time is right. Yes, I love that little dog. It's from a 19... I think it's like 1910, 1911 Antarctic expedition. They had a bunch of sled dogs and they took a lot of pictures of them because the dogs were cute, so it's understandable. That was one of them. Okay, I feel like we need more human parts to make this into more of a human thing. And not too much into a bug boy. Like, maybe we'd have to remove the bug mouth parts. Even though I like them. But maybe they're better without them. Maybe we do add something like the one that would... the little rat boy face from the homunculi. I love the mountain creature cut running behind Google car. It's great. And it is one of our emotes. I love it. There it goes, just running. Let me see from the things I had downloaded. Oh, and brain texture. We can't forget. We have to add some brain textures. Let me pull up the brain we used the other day. Okay. I guess if you're queasy about seeing brains, This is your time to tab out for a minute, because here it goes. Brains. These are sheep brains, believe it or not. I just want to use them as texture for the head. And just do some front part or something that I can work around. So I'll flip this horizontally. And we can use this part. I'm looking at the head area right now. Actually, turn that around so the lighting matches. Okay, so we put this, and I think this one could go well if we did overlay, and then we put it in high pass to just get the textures from it. There we go. Gaussian blur. Now we just paint with this new texture we just created. Is it visibly brain stuff? We could maybe make it smaller, I think. Make it more wrinkly. Okay, so we have some brain matter, and now I do want some kind of face. I don't know exactly what I'll pick, but something not human, something from an animal. Or from like a different type of embryo or something. Maybe we could reuse something from... So this is the base image we use for the homunculi. Yeah, we got this, This one is a bit distorted, so it's not perfect. We got this one, which is kind of rats, I think, fetus, but it's not really visible from there. And here, again, nothing visible enough to use. Like if I had a close-up of this or this. So maybe we could just straight up use this as a base and modify it a little bit so it doesn't feel like I'm using the same picture again. And it could be Rat Boy. It could be some evolution of a Rat Boy from the first part. So a flip, large. Oh, the mosquito just landed on my. Nearly caught it. Just landed on my mic, the bastard. What do you need, dolphin fetus? I think I'll just use I'll just use this one for now. See how it looks. If it looks too samey compared to the other, we'll try to find something new. Hold on, this wasn't very well cut. Okay, smoothing it out a little bit. Hopefully it looks better. So this is a whale embryo. I don't know if it's embryo or fetus, depends on the age. I think it's pretty early, so probably more of an embryo. So this could be its mouth. What happened to its head? We're turning it into some sort of whale guy. So we didn't want it to look too bug-like. It's part of the reason. Because we don't want people to think that this is part of Megalomorpha. And there's enough bug lore to confuse everybody, so I don't want to confuse people even more. I feel like this is too long, and we could shorten it though. Yeah. It's a bit too long, and it was kind of clipping with other things, making it like hard to fit in there. Maybe we flip it. No, because the lighting doesn't match. So let's just try and find the best place for it. I'll do a thing. I'll apply layer mask, turn it into a smart object again. And now we can actually play around with it much more easily. And that's what I wanted to do. A perspective trick here. To actually make it much shorter. I think it still works. Thankfully it's not it's like a very simple thing. So we can distort it quite a lot without losing without making it look too stretched or something. I think we can get away with having it clip this little section here a bit. That doesn't bother me too much. Yeah, but how about that? Now we'll have to pull the eye away though. If I can find it. So the eye, the brain, the eye. Oh, here. Let's pull this on top. There we go. No, it isn't bug-like anymore, right? Does it remind you too much of a bug for you guys? Let me know if it's still too bug-like. Not sure what it reminds me of, but it is French shape. That's the important part. The idea behind this stream is we are making a little guy. I think this fits the little guy. Little got part of it. Hikari, thank you for the follow. Oh, and we got our first boat of the day. Haven't been bots in a few days actually. Been fairly peaceful in that regard. Oh, hold on, I'll take care of it. Here it is. I want to try something. So I kind of like this brain texture a lot. I think it adds a lot. What if we remove this and the ones in the arms and legs and add brain texture instead? Make it all squishy, like some sort of brain creature. That could be cool. And we got our sheep brain here, so we could just use that again a few different times. How do you guys feel about that? Like a kaiju baby, that's true. Flip that horizontally. So the idea is to add this just kind of softly. Just to give everything this wrinkly texture, if that makes sense. But not necessarily brain-like. We're using brain, but the idea is to make it more squishy. I think this kind of achieves. Some variable blurring in some areas could add to it, like the section of the tubes being more rough. Yeah, that would be cool. I think once we're done with it and we're happy with the whole thing, we can do a little bit of distortion and we'll add some blurring there as well. We'll try it. And do some tilt shift or something. It's always a fun type of blur. Though it's been buggy for me lately, the tilt shift. We'll see. That doesn't matter much. Details. It is indeed a wrinkly baby. That is too many wrinkles. Okay, so we'll add it like this. Just add that extra little bit of wrinkliness to the arms and legs. This is a very cute baby monster. I like it. I want to protect it. This kind of doesn't fit anymore. Okay, nice. Okay. I'm pretty happy with the little guy. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Here's a pull inside of the vat. So within that, we'll just do a little section which covers. Let's remove this. Covers from there to there. And that is what I will call little guy. So we'll do Control J to make a copy of the little guy. We'll clone him. It's in a vat already. Taking him a minute because there's a lot of layers inside. But now we'll merge it. Turn it into a smart object. Oh, let me see what happens if I turn off the black and white. Ooh. Those are inadvertently some cool colors, right? Shame we're working on black and white. Okay, so our little guy copy here is the one we'll experiment on. He could stand to be a bit darker. And as for the distortion, warp. Figure out how distortion would work here. So it follows the shape of the glass. So the parts. Oh. The parts around the edges would probably be more squished. So oh, I just noticed a little error. That we apparently left some brains out. Notice that until right now. There we go. Every fish. Thanks for the follow. So a touch of distortion, then I think we'll go into filter, blur gallery, and tilt shift. And we'll just add this. How do you turn this one? Since I don't use it a lot, there we go. So the idea is to hopefully blur the parts that are around the edges of the vats. If we can make it work. We do this and then we choose the amount of blur. Push this in more. Let's see. So what we've just done is to add blur to the edges to make it, to hopefully help the the warped glass effect. Gaussian blur or soft light, sorry. Don't know why I say a completely different thing. Brain off moment. The light here is kind of it's kind of all around. So this guy wouldn't be getting any direct light unless we pretend there's a light here inside, right? And we just light up the top quite a lot. I think it's better to just use the ambient light because it's a very bright scene. So we have lights on top. Here, probably just right above us. In different places. There's probably another one here at least. And they cast very stark shadows. And thinking about it, there's a light that's behind us. Because it's casting a shadow right there. I was thinking if it was flash photography, but it might actually be flash. I didn't notice that part. It's either flash or just a very strong directional lighting from behind the camera. Which would actually change how everything is lit. So let's give that a try. Let's give that new lighting a try. Even if it's just on top of this. Things like this railing here would have a strong shadow behind them. Considering this and this. I missed a lot. Well, we've been... Yeah, you've missed the whole construction of this little horrible baby, but it's fine. Still got a lot to see. No, every photo is different, but how long in average do you think it takes to make one of these? If my last few streams are any indication, it takes from like between 1 to 4 hours. It really depends on the picture, and that is for like these small daily pictures I'm doing. But like not taking into consideration the fact that you have to go out and find the pictures, which is quite a big part of it. So if you take that into account, it can be way more, because finding the picture is like half the job. I'm including the times Val gets distracted, but we should count those. That is part of the job. Me getting distracted and just rambling about whatever is part of the edits. Let's just say that. Let's just pretend that is true. Okay, so this would be our directional shadow from right behind us, from the flash or whatever it is that's lighting starkly from behind. And then I'm going in with a soft light. Ooh, and thank you for the follow. Exactly, it's all part of the process. You gotta trust the process. If the process makes you, I don't know, get distracted and talk about, I don't know, what have we talked about today? Weird people sending you DMs or that kind of thing. All that is still part of the creative process. I used to make a lot of stuff in SFM. Or filmmaker, I assume. I get the distraction bit. Yeah. It's part of arts, I guess. At least mine. Look, I just like to justify my own bad habits. But it's for the stream, you know? You gotta change it up. Let's just say that. Since you guys can't see me when I'm not streaming, I can't see that I get equally as distracted. But hey, today I haven't been that distracted. Been working on the edits non-stop pretty much. Except for the beginning, which was a little bit loser. But you know, the beginning and the end is always going to be loser, because we're always like chatting about the idea and coming up with the concepts, looking for pictures. That's when the most distraction actually comes from. Then I get concentrated. My brain goes into art mode, and that is that. So again, we're working with that directional lighting coming from behind us. Just trying to make sense of it and trying to create some lights and shadows to match that. I'm assuming, by the way, for this example, that the light is coming from behind us and slightly to the right, so that this part wouldn't be as dark. You better be wearing pants in your edits. Because we can't see, doesn't make it right. No more bad habits. I am wearing pants. Don't worry. Oh, that is the wrong way. In Val stream, you'll always have a pants on promise. Or you get your money back. A difference here. Change the direction of the highlight in the eye, and that does a lot, doesn't it? And it's slightly move it though.
And they described people in black and white robes with hoods.
Can you please hate when it does that? There we go. Looking at the edge of the creature with my painting brain. What if there was an edge light there? No, I do that a lot as well. I don't think it's just painting brain. I love my rim lights on subjects. But in this case, there's no light coming from behind. The light is kind of coming from right behind us and a bit to the right is what I'm assuming.
Practice of Satanism.
Which would mean maybe if I wanted to do light at the edge, it would be this edge a little bit. I don't think it would get to the edge, this light. Dim, thank you for the follow. The most of the weight of this image is being pulled by this. You guys see the difference when we add the glass reflections on top. It really is doing everything. Also, someone suggested bubbles, and that makes a lot of sense. Let's add bubbles inside. And these are great. Yes, we can just add these on overlay. Well, that is not where I wanted to add them, but fair enough.
Meetings are being held by people calling themselves
In painting, light direction doesn't matter. Cheap and easy depth. Don't abuse it. You cheater. Hey guys, have you seen fire? Have you seen the cheats?
And the devil's number, 666.
Not allow that on here. All that evil cheating. I want some big ones coming from the mouth, maybe a line of them or something. These. What if I added them with high pass? Yes. Delete that. Smart filter. I like this high pass. You typically listen to music. I like listening to music that matches the vibe of the piece. Same. I mean, when I'm streaming, I can't really do that because you have to listen to music that is stream safe. But yeah, when I'm not streaming and I work, I'm usually listening to music that does match the vibe better. I hate this. It doesn't work as overlay. Annoying. Soft light might do. I'm trying to make the bubbles subtle. It's a bit of a balancing act. Better, I think. You're over the painting fad? Well, I literally saw a painting you did. What was it? A couple weeks ago? Well, don't act all high and mighty. It was very good too. I wouldn't call yourself. I wouldn't call myself not a painter if I was you. Because evidence is against you. Just give him some more wrinkles, because that's fun. He doesn't like some wrinkles. I'm wondering if the whole thing... So I got this levels layer on top of everything, right? Where is this? Properties, there. I'm wondering if the whole levels layer is a little bit too dark. Perhaps. Okay, I like this, but I'm gonna make this overlay layer stronger or add a normal layer. It's just. Trying to darken a bit behind our guy here. Behind Edward, which is his name by the way. Just like me. Just another little Edward. Just to give some contrast, right? I have a mighty need for lines. None of this edges nonsense. Lines? What are those? Never heard of that. That novel concept you call lines. Also, the noise is really pulling its weight here. As ever. Okay. Signature. I need to sign this. For those new here, I always sign my pictures by just using this little symbol and putting it somewhere. Well, you can't really see it there. This symbol. It's like a backwards N. Dash there. So I'm thinking here is the most obvious one, right? We remove low head materials handling and we just add our own thing. Just yeet this out. Goodbye. Okay, and now we put our own logo. It's very simple. I'll just pull it from our archive. A quick link to it because I always use it. Now I'm actually gonna use the opacity of this. I can see where I'm working and try to match the perspective of that. There we go. Should we make up a fake business name for this? What should this fake business be called? It'd be like, I mean, it could just be Valdevia, and we forget about that. Baby legs go. Can you imagine? Valdevia storage solutions. Like, I provide storage for you little guys and homunculi and other creepy monsters that you may have. Just store them in vats for you. Valdevia storage solutions. We could be amniotic tanks. We add giant baby legs to anything. Just ask us. Amniotic tank solutions. Let's pick this bold font. Valdevia Storage Solutions accepts payment in teeth. What happens if there's branding in your Creative Commons image? So, not like specifically branding I've created, like I've made up like this, but if I used this brand, low head, materials handling, and if I didn't remove this logo, and if they're still like in operation and want to sue me, they could technically sue me because I've like used their brand or misrepresented it or something like that. Technically. So while the image is public domain, the brand isn't. So if you want to use a public domain image, even it's very old, and there's a Coca-Cola ad in the background, you have to remove it. Because the image is, the Coca-Cola logo is not covered by the license. Circro Wolf, thanks for the follow. So that's why I usually remove any brand things and just put my own little made up brands. Or it could be something that's spelled... What could be spelled with our backronym? We'd spell a vowel and it would be like a very large or like something like very big vats or something, but just do Valdevia storage solutions Ltd, perhaps. I'll just Valdevia Storage Solutions. Don't get too caught up on that. Is the angle here right? Let's see. It's compared to the original text. I kind of want to put everything a bit tighter together though. Like this. You know, I can actually try to match them to make it more brand-like. I can make this large. Here we do this. There we go, that's a bit more brand-like. Now correctly kern the individual letters. Screw that. Kern it yourself. So we'll do the same thing here. Levels, Gaussian blur. Oh, I guess this needs to be... Control J, smart objects, smart filters copy, except for the invert one. Maybe reducing the blur a touch, like so. This maybe a storage solutions. So, here goes our little fake brand name. I'm actually going to center it because I don't know why it wasn't centered in the original image, but I do not like that. I'll also mask that out. There we go. We got a little brand name. Brand recognition, you know? This one is a more overt way of signing this, but, you know, I'm not against that. We made it super difficult to see yesterday, so today we're making it easier to see. Okay, let's see. So we're re-adding our grain that we just removed. The idea is to match the original grain in quantity and maybe increase the size a little bit to blend everything. Let's see. Little vignette always helps center the view on the subjects. Let's see. How do you guys find our little guys so far? What do you think about them? Our little boy Edward. Wide mixer, he doesn't do anything. Another part that bothers me most. I just think they're neat. Yeah, it's definitely gotta be a kaiju. There's definitely a baby kaiju. This part here looks too dark, I believe. Yeah, it's kind of bird-like, but I like that. Some sort of bird boy. Edward's pretty cool. We all love Edward. Okay, so here there would be a dark shadow that I didn't notice. I need to put here and here, kind of continuing the edge. Like, how is such a chunky fella floating? I don't know, but that's for you to decide. Funny how a rat boy turned into a bird boy. Yes, considering this was the original, and everybody called him the rat boy. Now the rat boy has become a bird boy. It's a rehydrated rat boy. The inside, the only thing is love. Oh. Let's see, any other thing that looks weird? I'm trying to think if maybe behind this there would be like a line of shadow against the glass. Because if we're using a flash, there would be a shadow behind every solid element, right? So this would cast a bit of shadow background. What will the bird boy become? Who knows? Maybe nothing. Will the bird boy survive in the vats for long enough to become something? We're doing lots of failed experiments in this November, aren't we? I'm gonna be the failed experiment guy. It's gonna be my brand. Another part of my brand, of my very confusing brand. Final evolution is becoming a streamer. Oh no. Maybe I am the bird boy. Maybe I have been Edward all along. Maybe that's why we share a name. Failed experiment guy that also wants your teeth. Yes, I've been doing a lot of failed experiments based things, I guess. Which is not bad. It's exploring this avenue, right? And to be honest, if you look at the prompts for Irrevember this year, a lot of them would are pretty failed experiment things, like Homunculus Museum, Rapid Evolution Echo Chamber, DNA Forge, Amniotic Tank Experiments. All these a bunch of these feel like failed experiment stories, which is what we're doing. But hopefully for the next few ones, we can change the tone a little bit. I don't know. Does it feel finished? I'm still slightly unsure. I'd have to revisit it or take another look or something. I don't think the bubbles are too visible either. Maybe we need to give them some small highlights. A few drawn in bubbles. We've taken the ones we had. It's a bit more balanced now. There's more drawing than anything else now. This is where my very few latent painting skills come in, and finally have some use. I have to figure out all the lighting and shadows and stuff. Dudes. Just, I don't know how you say that. Just, probably. Just any. Welcome in. Look at this beautiful bird boy. Little noise, chromatic aberration, chrome gradient map, and Gaussian blur. Ready to upload to DA pose. Oh no, that's processing treatment. You and your chrome gradient maps. You want a chrome gradient map? You really want it? I think I got some. Got a chrome one. Here, isn't it beautiful? You like this horrible thing that hurts your eyes? Oh no. I have given you what you wanted. I hope you are happy. It looks cool. I mean, we're going in between creepy and cute here as a point. Like a failed experiment, but that's also kind of cute. That's the response, the emotional response we want to elicit. Because I've done so many creepy things, like actually horrifying things lately, that, you know, sometimes you want to break it up and do something that is still kind of horror, but that also makes people go, oh, that's kind of cute. Guille, I'm just gonna say Guille. Thank you for the follow. Every time someone comes in, I decide what part of their name to pronounce and just stick with it. Yeah, that's better, that's better. Now our little boy will go on to conquer the world's hearts. Our beautiful little Edward. You're kept in his vats, just watching the world go by. Dad did. Your dad created a homunculus in a laboratory and kept it in a vat. Because that would be cool. Also, I'm kind of happy how we managed to trick the fact that there's that it feels like there's something behind it, that it's translucent. Because if you guys weren't there at the beginning, this is what it looks like. This is our original image, and I'm pretty proud that it made it look like glass and translucent from like basically nothing. So that is something. That is something to be proud about. I guess we could have taken this whole edge below it, but it's fine. Thank you, Small and Grumpy. But yeah, I think that's gonna be our vat experiments. What do you guys think? Little Edward. More Valdevia brand lies, as usual. Now Edward is here controlling the show in the corner. Put him here. Now he's a streamer. Look at him go. Look at him do his little dance. Anyway. So I think that covers today's prompt called Amniotic Tank Experiment. I think it's pretty descriptive of the prompt. We're starting to come up with lore for it. Which, I don't know. It's gonna be a classic like failed experiment vibes, but maybe we can like come up with some fun lore for it. And oh, good news as well. Tomorrow, if all goes well, I will also be posting the one from the 4th day, which has been taking a long time, admittedly, and it's kind of my fault. But the one we did that day was, let me show you guys. These two. So the story behind them, if you missed when we did them, is this happens inside the UCR universe, which is a collaborative writing project. that I'm heading. So within this like shady government organization, there's a part that studies like religions and cults and kind of like esoteric things. So this part of the shady government organization decides to do an experiment on people to try to rapture them. So they try to beam them up to heaven, or like whatever rapturing does, bring them somewhere else and then figure out what they just did, right? So they do it, but it fails. It only works partially. So these people are half, like parts of their bodies have been transported wherever they go when they're raptured, and the rest is still here. So this person has lost the top of their head, and this one has lost both of their arms to the edge here. They're not bleeding or anything. It's just like that part of the body is elsewhere, and it's still connected. So we'll have this two pictures, and then with each of these patients, or subjects I guess, an interview to go with it. It's already like voiced and done. The videos are done. So tomorrow I just need to post it. It's gonna be 2.5 minute videos for each of the interviews. So no, 2.5 minute videos per each interview. So 5 minutes total video, more or less. And yeah, we're gonna post it to Twitter. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. To the Twitter, you can see in chat there. You see Alex Twitter, which it's not my main account, but I wanna help that account grow because it's a fun project that anyone can contribute to. So that'll be a way to kind of push it up, hopefully, because I think the story is very fun. It's worth it. Do look out for that tomorrow. But yeah, that is amniotic tag. That is artificial salvation test. And amniotic tag experiment is the one from today. Tomorrow, 13th prompt. It's called Undead Beholder. I have no idea what I'll do for Undead Beholder, to be honest. What does that elicit to you? What does Undead Beholder make you think of? To me, it makes me think of Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm not gonna do Dungeons and Dragons fan art. So Undead Beholder, I think maybe we can go a little bit less sciencey, like we've been doing for the most of these prompts, and go a little bit more like just cool creature, more like pure horror, or more magic, you know, just like a kind of thing. Probably a beholder that is undead. Fair enough. Somebody holding a tiny undead in their big hands. Death Girl 007, thank you for the follow. Yeah, beholder, I don't know, I'm feeling like something like a huge eye, or something with very, very big eyes. The undead part it's what kind of trips me up. Like in a graveyard, like popping up from a grave, it's like some kind of undead creature. All I can think of with beholder is many eyes. True. I mean, it's what elicits. It's the thing that elicits in me. So, but the fact that it's called Undead Beholder makes me think of like one specific creature more than, you know, more than like just floating eyes or something. Like a creature that beholds. That makes sense. I imagine something warging? I don't know what that word is. Game of Thrones style. Oh, so like turning into. I don't remember what that means. It's been a long time since I've read those books. And I didn't watch the show. I just watched like the first couple seasons. Birds can behold. They seem to see a lot of things when flying. Could it be Hellkites? You guys remember Hellkites? Maybe it's a bit. So Hellkite actually was created last year in November. So actually Hellkite is 1 year old. Hello, geezer. Hellkite is 1 year old now. So Hellkite is, let me give you the rundown, is a creature we created, and I'm just gonna pull up the 2020 Hellkite. There it is. So we created the scripted. We all made up all of its description. It's kind of like a pterosaur with more bird-like features, and instead of having feathers, it has a cuttlefish-like skin. So its skin can actually change colors and do camouflage, or like do zebra patterns and dazzle. So it can actually like do eye patterns in its wings, which is a very cool thing it can do to like scare you or appear bigger than it is. So yeah, we tried to make up this fake cryptid, and then everybody tried to make evidence for it. I did, for example, I did this one flying around a church, which is a very blown up close up here, and a newspaper article I did. And that was for the eye pattern thing. Then I did this dead version. It was very fun as well. And then I made this thermal image, which you can see it's here, camouflaged, with just textures from around itself. And here, with thermal camera, you can actually see it. So this is all a cryptid we made up. And these are all just the pieces I did personally, because it's the ones I have saved to my computer. But if you go to Twitter and you search for the hashtag Hellkites, you'll find more there. So the whole process was like coming up with starting with the idea of a cryptid that we all like collectively thought about. There were like some votes on the Discord and stuff, and we eventually arrived to the design, and then we started doing evidence for it. So Hellkite is great. Hellkite was our first emote on here. Hellkite Pog was the first emote. So yeah, a great little creature. And for some reason the prompt that we're doing tomorrow, Undead Beholder, the undead part doesn't match, so I don't know if I'll do it, but it reminded me of Hellkite and how it creates fake eyes on its wings to scare you. So yeah, it's still open. It's not a finished thing. Anyone can make Hellkite evidence, so feel free to create your own if that's something you want to do. Hellkite is not rivaled by it's true, the Pog buckets. Well, Hellkite is premium. It's the one you get for subbing. So it's always gonna hold a higher place. But yeah, Undead Beholder, it kind of stumps me. I still don't know exactly what will happen with that one. It's either gonna be something more like magical instead of just a cool creature, instead of our usual sciencey stuff that we're doing, or if we can't find anything, we can always just go to the extra prompts, which there are many, and there are many good ones. Let me actually, for those who are confused about the prompt thing, I'm participating in eRemember, which is a 30-day challenge. You got some info in chat, and you can see the prompt list there if you want to like follow along with me. There in the extra prompts, there's one called the Regeneration Incident, Accident, sorry. Oh, similar. And it makes me think like it could be the third part to our homunculi. So we have done the one you see here in the corner, plus the other one, plus these little guys. So we've done like these guys which were homunculus part 1. This could be homunculus part 2. And the regeneration incident could be homunculus part 3. We could do it like, I don't know if tomorrow, but we could do that at some point. It's a fun prompt. Also, let me show you a work in progress for one that I hope you guys will enjoy a lot, because it is gonna look fantastic. Thanks, Thor. Thank you for the follow. So I'm collaborating with a friend of mine called Claire, who's a wonderful artist. Usually draws like carnival stuff and creepy clowns and stuff. But we also work together on the werewolf series, if you've seen that one. And this, love the browser. This is a sketch, a working sketch for something we're making. So this is gonna be for the prompt called, let me find it. Oh, the 18th prompt, celestial body deceased. So the idea is that these mountaineers find, or I mean, the mountaineers disappear, right? Nobody knows of them for years, and like maybe 30 years later, somebody finds a camera with these pictures, and they have apparently gone exploring this, probably dead for eons, angel that is among the mountains in this hidden valley, and have disappeared there. Isn't it cool? I love the design of the, and this is a sketch because it's going to be 3D modeling of the body. The wings are going to be made through Photoshop, but I just love the like broken up face. Like it's been in decomposition for a long time, but since it's up in the mountains, decomposition is like very, very slow to inexistent. So it's kind of just like been there for probably many, many years. So yes, I mean, you can see the sketch already is looking fantastic. So this one's gonna be good. This one's gonna be a good one. And I love collaborating on these. So, but that's for the 18th. So we still got time. I'll probably do the final edit for it once Claire has sent me the model and stuff. I'll finish editing it on the 17th, like the day before. And if we got time, we'll post it on the 18th, so that it's all synchronized. Makes the little mountain guys look so small and fragile. They do, right? I think use Blender. I should learn Blender. But it's going to be a very simple model, right? Something as a base that we can put textures on. You might even stay as a drawing and then put textures on top of the drawing. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited for that one. Very excited. It's such a cool prompt, and I love doing angels. As you guys may know, angels are a vibe, especially if they're biblically accurate, and this one is a seraphim. It's based on a seraphim. But yeah, that one is still for a few days from now. I'm actually gonna do a mark as it's already being prepared. But for the one tomorrow, Undead Beholder, we don't really have a lot to go on in terms of ideas. Like actually, for the next 1, 2, 3, well, you guys can see well. For the next 4, I literally have nothing written about them. I have no ideas. I don't think you guys can read from there, but you can see the blank space on there. So we're gonna have a few days of struggling for ideas, which is gonna be a thing in a 30-day challenge, right? The main limiting factor I think, is like having time, which I do have time this month. The main limiting factor is ideas. And yeah, we have, after those 4 days, we got a bunch of great prompts with ideas for all of them. But there's 4 days there that are completely empty. So we'll have to come up with something like the day off or the day before. For now, Undead Beholder, which is the one for tomorrow. Just copy paste all ideas. Well, that's what we did just today, kinda. We just did a sequel, an unofficial sequel to the one for the first day, which is fair, right? Like, you gotta come up with the ideas where you get them. And for 30 days, you're not gonna get fantastic ideas for each of them. But if history proves anything, even the random ideas that I've had have done very well, so I'm not really worried about that. Compound chicken is a great prompt, isn't it? Oh, sorry, I bumped the mic. I hope that wasn't too loud. Compound chicken, yes, we'll find a bunch of chickens and just create a full monster made out of like different chicken heads popping up and stuff like that. Compound chicken, that's a great one. Also, the 20th is my birthday, and that is the day we'll be working on compound chicken. How about that? Because we're working on each prompt the day before, that is. So for the 20th, I'll be editing chickens on the day of my birthday. That is great. It's a fun prompt. So I can't complain. Chicken for birthday, better than cake. God, okay, there is one that I probably won't be posting on the day off. So you might notice that the prompt for the 19th is called Man-Made Wings, parenthesis, cold happening. I don't know exactly of how much I'll follow the prompt, but I want this as an excuse to work on the next part of Megalomorpha. I want that day to at least work on part of it, because it's a cult happening, and the next part of Megalomorpha is gonna be taking place in the cults, and it's called Man-Made Wings, which is again like kind of perfect for the whole concept of Megalomorpha, people like fusing into bugs. So yeah, the prompt Man-Made Wings called happening. I won't promise it yet because I don't know. Like maybe it'll like Megalomorpha is usually a much bigger project than the usual things I do. So at least for the image part of it, we might be able to get some work done on it on the which day it is. That's for the 19th prompt, so on the 18th. Combine radial symmetry with regeneration incident. Get someone healing into radial form. Oh, Kiwi, that is very good. I'm gonna note that down. Because that reminds me of, have you seen octopuses? Yeah. Have you seen how they, like a rare mutation they have, where they actually heal their arms in a strange way that makes them end up with like 50 something arms? Big 50s, yeah, 56 arms. There's a couple in Japan. Look at this. So I think it's apparently a problem with their regeneration, and they just start branching each time they get they break an arm or something like that. It just regenerates in several different pieces, so it ends up being something like this. And I think if you count them, there's like 50 something. Isn't that great? That feels like it's something from my Fractal series, but it's real. What do you mean the stream has been live for 3 hours? It has 3.5 right now. I've seen an octopus once. A bit too many arms. They apparently, so this one was captured alive, and it lived a perfectly normal life, and it birthed other octopuses that didn't have that problem. So that's why it's thought to be a regeneration thing, and not a genetic thing. Like maybe it's passed down. I don't know if the children ended up during their lives regenerating like that. I don't know if they've survived the kids. Well, I don't know. There was a whole story about this. The one octopus they captured alive, and I think it led nowhere, unfortunately. But you can see them in Japan. The preserved bodies. There's this one and this one. I think there's only this must be the only two that exists. So yeah, that just reminded me of what you said of the regeneration in radial symmetry. And that would be, again, kind of body horror if we did someone regenerating into radial form. And we've been on the body horror kick. People are enjoying it, so why not keep it going? So we got something for radial symmetry. We'll see how viable it is, but it's an idea at least. It's better than blank page syndrome. Blank page syndrome is the worst of my made-up syndromes. For the one repurposed body exoplanets, I might just skip and do an extra one, because it's kind of a sequel to the one from the 7th day, which is repurposed soul star. So it's like repurposed soul star and repurposed body exoplanet. And since we didn't do repurposed soul star, I feel like doing the exoplanet one would kind of be weird. I could do it on, I don't know. Space stuff, I don't know if I'm very suited for space stuff. So we could just like flip the page and do mental illness, for example, which is a fantastic prompt for another body horror thing. I don't even have anything noted down because I just have so many ideas for mental illness. I don't even need to note them. Ah, hello, Fat Rat. Hope I didn't spook you. Yeah, from the ones in the back, I kind of like mental illness. Ouroboros experiment is also great. Footage from inside the anomaly is also amazing. DPS no wonder, thank you for the follow. I love that Herobrine is an extra prompt. It is, it's great. My eye was rather lumpy. I'm sorry. Herobrine is fun, it's a fun prompt, but I don't know what I could do with it, because you could do like a recreation of the original Herobrine picture or like something in this style, but it wouldn't require Photoshop. It would just require me to jump into Minecraft with someone in a server and have them put on a Herobrine skin and then just Photoshop their name out, and that's it. Like, it's nothing. It doesn't make for a great stream unless you guys want to see Minecraft Let's Plays. Which I don't think you signed up for. No, I don't know if Herobrine is really suited for my stuff. I mean, you could put him on the real world, sure, but then it loses the magic of Herobrine, which is it being a Minecraft thing. Can think of some ideas for it. But they're all body horror, hostile reminiscing. I don't know hostile reminiscing, but body horror sounds good. It's what we've been doing for the past few days, so why not? Do the rest of the prompts in more large image, make it look like a golden age painting crammed full of shit. I love that. I should just get it all over with. Just finish the month in one fell swoop. Also adore the God's Little Disappointment prompt. Sounds like a nice prompt to make for mischievous little guys. It's good, it's good. I don't know what I would make for it. But to be honest, the other day we made this one. We were kind of out of ideas for the prompt of the day. So we actually just went out and made one of the silliest prompts, which is worm off the string. And we made this. And can you believe that this meme thing I did in like, it took like less than an hour, I think. Can you believe that this had like 2,000 retweets or more? I stopped checking. Let's see how well it did. Like, it's crazy how sometimes you make the dumbest thing and it gets so much more love than whatever else you do, which is fine. I mean, it's completely fair. I can 100% see that doing well. It did. 3,000 retweets! How does it... That makes it like my third most highest performing thing ever. How did that happen? Okay. Sure, why not? 3,000 retweets. Oh boy. But the crab one is definitely the one that's done the most. Like, it has currently 4.8 thousand retweets and 40k likes. I always check the retweets. I never look at the likes. But that's just I silenced it long ago. I don't know. There's so many comments that it's kind of overwhelming. Yeah. That was a few days of just posts doing extremely well, which was kind of overwhelming. I don't want to be like the suffering from success guy, but it kind of was. It kind of was. Also, Remina is an anime about a sentient planet made of flesh coming towards Earth. Ooh. Repurposed body exoplanet. Okay, interesting. A planet made of flesh. That's kind of good. That's good. Planet made of flesh. I'm gonna note it down. I was about to skip this one, but maybe it has some redeeming qualities. Planets. Planet made of flesh. It's good. Worm of the string is what I use when talking about you to friends. Really. I love that. It's a very different vibe from what I usually do, but I like to break the vibe and surprise people. It doesn't like the likes. I don't. I mean, my brain can only handle like one number to compare one thing to another, to like see what did well or not. And for some reason it latched on to the retweets, and that's the one metric I look at from time to time. And the followers, but I like to make dumb things to surprise people, and Worm of the String was one of them, and it surprised me that it did so well. Especially because other things I had done in the past in the same style, they did well, but like not like 3,000 retweets. This one was a giant Furby, of course, as you can see, and this one is just a normal sized Furby, but very, very, very long. Like, if you look back, it just keeps going and ends in the, like, it just crosses the corner. You don't know how long it is, but the idea is that it's eternally long and it can chase you forever. So those are my silly edits. I should do some more like that from time to time, seeing that people love them and I like doing them. I feel like maybe it's not my brand and what I want to be known for, but I still would like to do them from time to time so people don't get too used to them, just as a surprise. Like, you were expecting body horror, medical horror, or big bugs, or historical things, and suddenly you get Big Furby. When I do dumb things, people think it's a new direction I'm taking and it will be permanent. That's why you gotta go straight back to the old thing. Like, I did the warm-up of the string, and the next one I did was chest-bursting clam person, which I was kind of relieved that it only did like moderately well, because it's been a lot of notification the past few days. Or heart can't take that much, but this was the one. This was the one we did yesterday. That doesn't stop their minds from running wild. This was the one we did yesterday, a clam person, which was again a bit of body horror, but maybe it didn't do that well because people now only expect worm of the string. Maybe I cursed myself like you did. Long nostril boy. Come on, this nostril is not that long. Now only want this. Yeah, now we got something for repurposed body exoplanet and for radial symmetry. So thanks to you guys, we're coming up with great ideas for this. So now we're just missing an idea for Undead Beholder, which is tomorrow's, and Edge of the World theory. Which, and there's probably a lot of things to do with Edge of the World theory. I wish you titled this piece Long Nostril on Twitter and nothing else. This would be the long nostril. The siphon here, which he would probably use to breathe. Like, it's probably just hooked up to his lungs. That would be crazy, actually. You wouldn't need to eat, because you could eat through the clam, and you wouldn't need to breathe through your nose. You could breathe through your siphon. That would be crazy. I would love to be a clam man, and just like throw food inside my unending gullets. That'll be fun. Just shove a hot dog in there and eat it through your chest directly. Pretty fun. And it's reasonably long and proportionate nostril. It's not that long. That nostril is not that long. Come on. Have you seen nostrils? They're pretty long. Being a clam man sounds like a disaster for buying clothes, though. Fair enough. You know, I think when my stuff does better, it's when it rides in between the lines of believability and fantasy, right? It has to be a little bit believable, and I think Clam Man is too out there. I don't know why Crab Man wasn't too out there and Clam Man was, but who am I to decide what is believable or not? I guess because Crab Man was dead and Clam Man was alive. The fact that you just see a skeleton makes it feel more believable, maybe. Chad Clam, go shirtless. That is true. You can, if you breathe through your chest, you kind of have to go through shirtless. Unless you're in a pandemic and then it's your t-shirt is like a mask for you. Think about it. But yeah, I think when my stuff does best, like performs best, is when it kind of rides that line of between believable and fake. Which doesn't mean I only like to do that sort of thing, right? I love to do like completely, I like to do like folklore creatures and cryptids and that kind of thing. Like, doesn't all have to be believable. Open Hawaiian shirts. Ah, that's true. That is the true fashion of the Clam Man. It's like open shirts in the beach, like that kind of lifestyle. That is a clam man lifestyle, and that is what I want to leave. That is the life I want to lead. So even if you're not a clam man, you gotta live like one. That's the lesson of today. Still don't have anything for Undead Beholder though. It's gotta be something with a big eye, right? One big eye or a bunch of big eyes. With the Beholder thing. But what kind of creature, like where do we put it? It's what I'm missing with it. So I'm still not sure. I don't know. Undead Beholder. Maybe we go like some sort of angel-like thing. Again, it's kind of like we've done that already, but it's fun. I like angels and kind of this kind of divine, inscrutable creatures. They are always a fun vibe. So maybe it's some sort of angel being. Because angels are described as having a lot of eyes, right? Like they're usually described as having eyes in their wings and wheels full of eyes, and there's eyes in the center with bright light. Eyes are a very common thing in like angel descriptions. So maybe this is an opportunity to do another biblically accurate angel. What do you guys think? The undead part doesn't fit as much, but if you think about it, an angel is kind of undead. It's undying. What do you guys think? Is this an opportunity to just go a bit off script and do a biblically accurate angel? Like we've already done. If you missed, that's one from last year, so I would not blame you if you missed it. But let me show you from November 2020. It's here. This is one of the angels, as described by the Bible, the Ophanim. The one I showed you before that I'm doing with Claire is... I'll show you again. This one is Seraphim, right? So that covers Ophanim, that covers Seraphim, and of the three like main angels, that leaves us with the cherubs. So let's look for cherub so you guys can see biblically accurate. A zombie angel. Until we get compared to SCP-01. Oh my god, that has happened. So right, that is a collab I'm working on with Claire. Who I worked on, well, you know Claire as Prince Mimir on the Discord. Yeah, it's gonna be a dead angel. For a celestial body deceased. That's one of the prompts. So cherubs are not actually like this. This is just a bad representation of cherubs that gets kind of appeared throughout history, and it just stayed like that. But the biblically accurate description of a cherub is a creature with 4 heads. The head of a human, the head of a lion, the head of an ox, and the head of an eagle. And many wings, I think 6 wings. One around their heads, one around their bodies, and a lower one. And what else? I think a bunch of eyes, just eyes all over the wings. You can see them here. So Undead Beholder. We could work that into, and the circus collab. Yes, of course, that's the other one I did with Claire. So this one has a bunch of eyes on it, on many of its representations. Although the one that has most eyes is the Ophanim. which is usually represented as something like this. So if it wasn't for the fact that I already did that one last year, this one is a very cool representation. That is more human-like, but I love the wheels with eyes. Sometimes it's represented like this, just like interlocking wheels. Sometimes it's represented as concentric wheels. Always wheels though. Guillermo type angel, exactly. But this one is much more associated with the eyes. Well, the other ones are described as having many eyes as well, under wings. The ophonym is probably the one that has the most. Oh, look, that's a cherub. So, should we do another ophonym? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, by the way. It's probably the wrong pronunciation, but I'll just say it however I want, because I make the rules of English. I just make them up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this one. If I should repeat an angel and maybe represent it in a different way, or just do another one. What I'm doing, we're coming up with concepts for a prompt for November, which we're participating in this year. So the one we did today is, let me show you, that's the wrong one. The one we did today is this. It's a little creature stuck in a vat. And it's for the prompt Amniotic Tank Experiment. Make 1 or 2 lines of those eyes lying flat. What do you mean? No, I don't know if angel is an option. I think that'll be our last resort, right? Because angel, biblically accurate angel always works. So last resort, we do an angel. But first I'm gonna attempt just a cool creature with a big eye or a bunch of eyes. An eye-based creature. And we'll figure out like where to put it and what to do with it. I don't know if it's gonna be looming over the horizon, because that is very angel-like again. Like in the sky. If it's like underground or something. Often in bands lying dead. That's true. But then again, we fall into the same thing, a very similar concept to the one I'm doing with Claire, with the dead angel on the ground. So yeah, I think angel might be too complicated to like fit with the others and stuff. But maybe some kind of like weird underground creature, like huge thing with a bunch of eyes, or just one eye. Could be fun. I don't know why I thought underground, but I like it. Worst quesadilla. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I like the underground vibe. I think we'll go with that for our first idea. Immersive local fortune teller who came back to life. Oh, fortune teller is good. Eyeball with baby arms. Should we just put an eyeball in a vat, put baby arms on it, and just slap a signature, and there we go. And we're done. Oh god. But yeah. I think we got our concept for tomorrow more or less figured out, and we'll probably like do some changes to it as we go, as we usually do, right? Today's thing is done. I'm quite happy with it, though I might do some changes before tomorrow, depending on how I'm feeling. Do we have anyone cool streaming that I know? As usual, nobody's streaming at this hour. That looks like a bug with brain body. Brain body, I like it. Like an unbaked cookie. That is true. It still needs a bit of baking, but we'll get there. Little Edward will get there. Just give him time. Imagine having to grow up in a vat. That is boring. Poor little Edward. Anyway, I'll stop rambling, guys. You guys say bye to Edward. And we will see you tomorrow. I hope you guys will be here for what is probably going to be a fun stream of coming up with a creature with a bunch of eyes. It'll be quite an experience, I hope. So say bye to that Ed and to this Ed as well. Bye bye Edward and Ed. Exactly. We're just missing Eddie. Okay guys, you take care and I'll see you tomorrow.